Are you too old to start jujitsu and or begin your fitness journey? In today's video, I will answer that question based on my own experience. Welcome to the Jackson Gage Collective. My name is Jackson Gage, and this is a segment that I like to call
Questions with Jackson.
And if you have any questions, I would appreciate that you send them in to me based on any of my videos that I've put up, on anything you're wondering about, anything that you think I may be able to answer for you or help you out with. That's why I've created this channel and this podcast, the Jackson Gage Collective, to just try to, help out whoever I can with the experiences that I've struggled with or that I've gone through in my life. And I just happen to train jiu-jitsu and have been doing fitness for a long time. So I want to answer this question today, and I'll read that question. It was sent in by Richard Z. So shout out to Richard Z. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you for sending me this question. And here's the question. I will read it. Love the content. I have a question. Would you say someone who is interested in getting into fitness and martial arts in their late 20s is too late? Is being new to this stuff in the late 20s too late to get into it? Most do it young. Okay, so first off, I have no notes on this topic. I just want to kind of go off the top of my head. But to answer your question in short, in brief, no, it's never too late to start your fitness journey, and it's never too late to start jiu-jitsu or martial. I can't speak for other martial arts. I don't know what they do in martial arts. I don't know if they're doing backflips or shit that's impossible, if you're older. But in jiu-jitsu, you can definitely start that at any age. One of the guys I train with is in his 60s. He's a brown belt, and he's teaching classes, and he started way later in life, and he's doing great. I train with a lot of dudes who are older. I started jiu-jitsu when I was 38 years old, or 39. I'm 43 right now, and I'm in there. I roll with dudes in their, early 20s on a regular basis. And I feel like jiu-jitsu keeps me young. One thing that, jiu-jitsu has done for me is if you're going to go in there and you're going to be rolling with 28-year-olds, rolling is when you spar. If you don't know, it's when you spar. You're sparring 100%, but you're not hitting each other. You're grappling, and it's submission grappling. And so you're attempting to submit your opponent, put them in uncomfortable situations, and they're doing the same to you. And it's a huge booster for your, the spiritual side of things in your life, for your personal growth, because you have to go in there and let your ego go. So if you want to make your whole life better, you go in and you start jiu-jitsu. And it doesn't matter what age you are. He said, Richard, you said a lot of guys start young. The only thing you would worry about starting young is if you wanted to be a world champion, if you wanted to make this your career. Then you should probably start young. These guys are starting as kids now if they're going at it as a career. But for the most part, jiu-jitsu practitioners and jiu-jitsu players are hobbyists. So these are guys who, it's kind of like jiu-jitsu is exactly like the movie Fight Club. Most people who go to jiu-jitsu are guys who work normal jobs, who have families, who are working full time. They go in when they can, and they go in to get their, angst out. They go in to get their workout in. They go in to communicate with other positive people who are also working toward goals regularly. And jiu-jitsu is a game changer for your life. And no, you're not too old. You're not too old. Your late 20s. It's perfect for you. It's perfect for you to go in there, get in jiu-jitsu. You're going to connect with the community. Another thing it does is it makes you want to take care of your fitness on a better level, because you go in there and you don't want to get rolled up. You don't want to get rolled up by these guys that you're rolling with. And no one's going to hurt you. Everybody's cool. Once you roll with somebody, you spar with somebody, they become your friend automatically. You may not relate on anything else in life, but you guys have, locked horns, and now there's a mutual respect, and there's a friendship there. It's just something that happens. And it makes you want to eat better. It makes you want to drink more water. It makes you want to sleep better. It makes you want to take care of yourself. It makes you want to lift weights more. And you don't have to do any of that, but it makes you want to, because you start getting addicted to this game of jiu-jitsu, this human chess game that you're always thinking about, and it gives you a goal to work on, and you start studying jujitsu, and it gives you a whole life. It's a whole lifestyle, jujitsu, and it will keep you in great shape. It's a ridiculous cardio workout. You get guys in there who, you know, run marathons, or these long distance bicycle riders who have great cardio, but they get in jujitsu. It's a different game. It's a different work on your body. It's a different stress on your body when you're grappling, when you're rolling with somebody and there's stress involved, and you're trying not to get smashed or get submitted, and it's just a whole mental, full body chess game that you're playing. And I couldn't recommend it enough for you, Richard, or anybody else. And it doesn't matter what age you are. If you're 50, if you're 60, I told you I have 60-year-olds that I roll with. Guys that are purple belts, brown belts, black belts in their 60s, even there's some in their 70s. You just keep going. You keep going. And but yeah, late 20s, dude, get into it, Richard, get into it. Late 30s, get into it. And as far as fitness, no, that's get into it. If you have any questions for me about how to get started, fitness is also a lifestyle, taking care of yourself, right? This is how we remain youthful into our, I'm 43. I'm able to go out there and, roll up 20-year-olds. And the reason I do that is because I'm very disciplined with my fitness, with what I put in my body, with my, my daily routines, my fasting, the amount of water I drink every day, the amount of sleep I get. I'm not an alcohol drinker. And that all of that is part of the fitness lifestyle. The supplements that I take, I have a very regimented routine as far as supplements. And it's all important to me because as I age, I'm 43, as I age, I want to maintain my youth. I want to maintain my physical strength. I want to maintain my health. And you do that by keeping a fitness routine going, taking care of yourself. Jiu-jitsu is a tool that makes you want to keep your fitness routine going. So, you start jiu-jitsu and all of a sudden you want to get everything else into order. And I already said that, but yeah, if you're in your 20s, dude, get into jiu-jitsu. Any age. I say get into jiu-jitsu, doesn't matter what age you are. Get in there, learn. No one's going to hurt you, man. No one's in there. When you go into a jiu-jitsu place, it's mostly, I've heard Eddie Bravo talk about this, but I've seen it as a reality when I go into, when I went into jiu-jitsu. Most of the guys in jiu-jitsu, man, are pretty humble dudes, because to stay in jiu-jitsu, you either get your ego humbled and you become a humble person, or you quit, And a lot of guys with big egos, the douchebag type of guys, go in there and they think they're going to beat everybody. I see red. When I see red, then you're done. It doesn't matter. I don't care what you're trained in. When I see red, I'm a different type of dude, right? That's the a lot of this douchebag mentality going into martial arts. But then they go in there, maybe a big, strong freaking dude goes in there, and there's this little skateboarder who's 19, and he just rolls your ass up. Or you roll it, or you go against some 30-year-old girl who's a brown belt, and she chokes the fuck out of your ass, Or, it just, most of the guys in there, that's the type of people you're going against. Humble people who go home and play video games, who have families, and everybody's cool, and everybody wants you to advance, and everybody wants to help you. And when someone, when someone gets the best of you in a role, you stop, and most of the time they'll tell you, this is what you did. This is how you can do that better, So it's never too late, man. I highly recommend. And if you have any questions about jiu-jitsu especially, but fitness, taking care of yourself as you age, any of that shit, man, hit me up. Make sure you guys follow me, leave me questions, leave me comments, leave me ratings and reviews on Spotify for the podcast, The Jackson Gage Collective. Hit me up on Instagram at The Increased Life. And yeah, I would highly appreciate it. And thank you for the questions, and send in more, because I want to do more of this. This particular segment, answering questions, questions with Jackson. So thank you again for listening. Thank you again for the question, Richard. And yeah, start jiu-jitsu, start your fitness routine, and hit me up, and I'll help you out, man. Whoever's out there, hit me up, and I'll try to help you out. If send me the questions and we'll just keep going back and forth and we'll get you on that fucking path of feeling better, getting your mind better. The good thing about all that is once you get your fitness routine going and you get into jujitsu, you know, if you're depressed or you're dealing with any mental health issues, man, it really helps clear that shit up. I'm not a doctor. You can't take my advice on this, but I'm telling you from my own experience battling with PTSD and depression, jujitsu, fitness, disciplined lifestyle, clean eating, taking care of yourself, that shit will change your whole fucking life and it'll get your mindset clear and clean. And that's when you can create, and that's when you can start to, you know, create the vision you want for your life, you know, and stop fucking just trotting through the goddamn quicksand of life, not going anywhere, you know. So hit me up, Jackson Gage. I appreciate it. We don't just talk about it, we live it. Peace and blessings to you. And yeah, increase life. Peace.